music. He's like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music. Love, love.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. I'm trying to not lose my voice. I've been talking too dang on much today. But this is my review for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. This is season 7, episode 5. Today's lipstick is Pandemonium. It is an Urban Decay color. I do love it. Y'all know I love my purples and my reds and my pinks. So there's a real pretty color. Yeah. So let's get you can get it from Sephora and everything. Yeah, this episode was pretty good. You know, Atlanta is shaping up to be a good season so far, even with the craziness of the storylines, which, you know, all the extra people or whatnot. You know, it is what it is. Tiara and Tommy meeting up. I still am confused and conflicted over the point of them even wanting to have a conversation. I mean, I feel like there's no reason for it. Tommy comes down, you know what I'm saying? Nobody threw no drinks or nothing like that. Tommy like, okay, so what's up? You know, we come to figure out, Tommy said, you know, I felt like we had issues or whatever because you kept saying stuff that I did not like. And Tiara was like, look, we both said things that we both didn't like, so this is what it is. I'm like, please don't get into this because who cares? But the weird thing is Tommy was more receptive to Tiara than she was to her own dang on sister. And y'all didn't share the same answer. Look, I ain't gonna beef with my sister longer than I beef with a chick on the street. That's not how me and my family roll. Cause siblings have issues. Okay, I know that siblings fight for us and argue, but girl, you making up with this other girl who you physically fought, who was y'all was sharing the same man. Tommy just, I don't understand it. So we do figure out the reason that Tiara asked to meet with Tommy. Honey, we figure out that Scrap De Leon ass is gonna be getting out of prison soon. I don't think he out yet. Well, no, I know he not out yet. He's still in prison. But she's saying like he gonna be getting out soon. But sometimes people will be in prison. Somebody say soon, honey, that means within a year or two. Prison time is, you know, it's something different. Look, don't tell me soon unless they getting out in like a week or two. You know, maybe a month. But if somebody ain't getting out for a whole 365 days, I don't care. Because who knows what's going to happen to that girl. Look, bye. So Tara like, I'm here because, you know, he going to be getting out soon. Did you know that? And she's like, no, I ain't know that. You know, me and him ain't been talking. And then Tiara like, well, yeah, because me and him kind of talking about possibly getting back together for the sake of the kids. First of all, that is never a wise choice to get back with somebody who you don't even really... Look, the only time to get back with somebody due to the kids is if y'all really want to be a couple. Okay? You know, because I can't say don't do it for the kids. Because, you know, if you want to have a family, I get that. But some people ain't really trying to be a couple. Some people just want to get out of prison and have somewhere to sleep that's comfortable. Okay? Let's call a spade a spade. And my thing is, who else is Scrap De Leon gonna live with? He can't live with Tommy. I'm pretty sure he don't want to live with his mama. So, of course, I'm going to go back to my baby mama. I don't know how many kids he got, but we know for a fact that at least one of his baby mamas. And she got a few kids. And only one of them is his. So, I mean... Again, if you like it, I love it. So she's asking Tommy, you know, are you and him kicking it in any way? Have y'all been talking? Like, what's going on that front? And Tommy like, girl, you can have that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about, you know, I don't want him no more. You know, me and him over with, we done with. And I haven't been talking to him, so it's fine. And so I feel like Scrap gonna get out maybe sometime this year, you know, in 2018. And when they do, you know, the next season of Love and Hip Hop, he'll be on there. I feel like because they think he getting out, they're like, let us start talking him up into these episodes so that next season we can talk, just have his ass walk right on up into the season, a whole thing. So I think I feel like he probably gonna be getting out this year, because all this stuff was shot, last year. So who knows? Anywho, Tommy, like, you can have him, and that was what it was. We see a little small scene of Carly and Rashida meeting up at the gym, and her trainer that she working out with, I mean, he buff, but I'm like, he wasn't too cute to me. You know what I'm saying? He just real buff, and he not ugly, but I mean, I don't know. I like different kind of guys. So, he just ain't my cup of tea. But I was like, oh, whatever. But, when Rashida tell Carly Red that, they found out that Kirk is that baby daddy, at this point, Rashida like, he the daddy, but I don't want it broadcasted. Then why the hell you tell Carly Red? Carly Red is like a bullhorn. Okay, when it's a tornado and you want everybody to know it's a tornado, she's the goddamn tornado warner. She's the one yelling over the loudspeaker for everybody to know it's a tornado coming. So don't ever tell Carly something that you don't want anybody else to know. I don't know why they told her. But Carly seems to think, okay, because that's his baby, so that means he really did cheat. But we knew that anyway. You should be able to go out and date. I'm looking like a bitch. She's still married. Like, I don't even think Rashida filed for divorce. I think she just filed for separation. But I mean, she's still a full-fledged married person. So why would she start dating? I don't think she's ready to date. Anyway, girl, bye. Carly just won't dick her out. Let me stop. I'm not gonna go there. And I like how Rashida said, I ain't ready to date. And when Carly kind of said, you could date your trainer. And I'm like, she was like, what? Girl, no. He just, she's like, he too buff. And then she bring up how, it's hard for me because of the store. It's things that needs to be done. But I don't want to call Kirk to do stuff. So Carly said, well, call your trainer. I'm like, but how do you know the trainer know how to do stuff? I mean, all she did bring up, she said a couple of cameras in her store ain't working. A couple of light bulbs out. Rashida, girl, you in the mall. The mall don't have no damn handyman, or you can't get a contact of a handyman. Go to the store next door and say, hey, if your light bulb out in your ceiling, do you have someone you call? You do? What's his name? Can I get that? No, you can't act like the only person who can come change the goddamn light bulb is your goddamn husband, who's a cheater. Girl, bye. I don't have time for that. Anywho, we see Dime go to her first doctor's appointment. Her doctor is none other than Dr. Jackie. Dr. Jackie is every reality show star in Atlanta's doctor. But what's funny to me is Dr. Jackie is everybody's doctor. Ain't nobody going to Dr. Simone? Okay. Shade. So yeah, she's going to the doctor to get her first ultrasound. She do not know what she's having yet, but I think she did just have her baby shower. She's having a girl. She brings up how she does not have much of a support system, being that, she's not that close to her mom at this point in time. She does not have many friends in Atlanta besides like Carly. Because if you think Dime is just getting calm. Dime used to be turning up, fussing and fighting with Jocelyn, and fussing and fighting with whoever else. I think she's just now starting to build relationships with people in Atlanta. So I can understand her saying, like, I don't have any friends here like that yet, except Carly. And her man, he's off overseas working to get a basketball contract, because he's basically a free agent trying to play these games. He's old or whatever, that whole overseas basketball player type dude. So he's working to collect that check, because again, she pregnant, they need to pay for a wedding, they need to buy a house, all these things, and he out there collecting them checks. So we see that she had a heartbeat for the first time. She of course crying and she's happy, and it's a great thing. You know what I'm saying? Cool. Tommy, was it Tommy? It was Tommy, Tammy, and Jock. Yeah, they all meet up First of all, Tommy walked in there in a evening gown, cut up to a goddamn coochie crack, with some fishnets on and some heels, and I swear it looked like they was at TGI Fridays. I'm like, who dresses like that to go to TGI Fridays? I mean, she was dressed like she was going to a real ass 1920s cocktail party, not to the goddamn TGI Fridays. Now, TGI Fridays have really good drinks. Gotta understand that. I love me a good drink from TGI Fridays. However, I'm like, girl, and then the hair. I did not like that black and blonde wig. I don't. I feel like Tommy is always overdressed to wherever she's going. And I think it's this whole thing of I want to be so fashionable, even if I'm going to the liquor store. So I'm gonna put on this Balmain full length leather cat suit to go to Kroger's and get me some cottage cheese to put in my lasagna, and I'm a, you know what I'm saying, use the express checkout line, and I'm gonna have a fur around my neck because I'm that goddamn fabulous. I think she just sometimes overdresses, didn't it? You know, she's a pretty girl. You know, I just do not like her fashion. I think her fashions be extra as hell at all damn times. But you know, they there TGI Fridays, they just chit chatting or whatever. And I thought the wig was too thick. Like, it looked like under her head she had on another wig. And it just looked too thick. It did not look, it just looked thick. Like her scalp should have been hot. Like maybe she had an afro up under there and she ain't feel like, you know, braiding it down. So the wig, which is real thick up in the middle part. But yeah, whatever. You know, we see her talking to Tammy and Jock, bringing up, you know, I was fighting this little court case because my sister, you know, me and her got into a fight at her job, and her job called the police, and she then gave a statement. So I had these charges, but the charges have since been dropped. Well, the charges have since been dropped. You need to stop blaming your sister, because my thing is, you went to that girl's job and started some bullshit, and then gonna get mad at her because her boss is called the police. And my thing is, if you come to my job, the people in charge at my job is going to call the police, because I can't control what they do. And if the police come there, they going to ask me a question, and I'm going to say, my sister came up here being crazy. It was a situation, it was an argument or whatever. That's what happened. Because at this point in time, I'm probably pissed off at your ass for coming up here, bitch. And if we got into a real physical fist fight, bitch, I want to beat your ass anyway. So I probably would give a small statement. But my sister ain't like that. I think the kind of family they are is real ratchet, to where for your sister to even pull up at your job to fight you, that right there speaks volumes. If you are bad enough to pull up to my job to fight me, bitch, you want to go to jail. Especially when you go, when you say they not used to drama, then why would you go there? Why wouldn't you wait for her to meet you in the hood and fight her there where no one calls goddamn police? You wanted to go to jail. You cannot blame her for your actions. Okay? After that, you know, she brings up how, you know, she met up with Tierra, and how Tierra told her that Scrap was coming home, and Tammy like, do you like him still? Like, do you want to be with him? She's like, no, I don't want. And like, girl, you lying. You lying, you lying, you lying. She gonna say, well, no, you know, since you talked to Carly Rae, you know, so I can't talk to him no more. So because he messed with Carly, that's why you don't want him. Again, I feel like they're writing a storyline for him, because it's gonna be a thing where he come out, he gonna get out of jail, he gonna be with Tierra, and it's gonna be him talking to Tommy and her saying, well, you messed with Carly. He gonna say something like, well, you know, I only did that to make you mad. I'm so sorry, boo. I want to be with you too. And she gonna it's gonna be some bullshit. I can already see it coming. Anywho, she also brings up how she has 2 songs that's gonna be popular. And I said, oh, are you? We'll wait. Stevie has a little get together at a club. You know, he has, Jock was there, Kurt, his 3 oldest kids. Well, no, the 2 girls. Yeah, I think his 2 daughters and his 2 sons, the older kids. Mimi came, her girlfriend Ty. And I'm like, okay, he having a real little party or whatever. He then let them know how he maybe went to jail for 4 months due to a child support case. We all know that he owed $1.3 million for child support. Surprisingly, for one daughter who was there at the little situation, and this other son who's way at college. But yeah, he owed a $1.3 million, saying how, you know, he was paying child support back in the day, like back in the 90s, when he was making a whole bunch of money for his older kids. At that point, they were younger. He says, but over the years, he has not been making that amount of money and forever. And the judges just never would modify how much he was paying. So that's how he ended up being so far in the rears, because the amount of his payments he couldn't afford to pay because he wasn't not making that kind of money. I can completely understand how that can happen. If you are supposed to be paying 20 grand a month, let's just throw out that figure, and you no longer make 100 grand a month, you can afford to pay that 20 grand, and it will add the fuck up. Okay, so I can completely get when he explained it that way. Even though I heard that before too. I completely get how he got behind, because I think at one point it was people who were thinking he had like a little amount to pay, and he was not paying anything. It was a thing of he had just his payments were too high, he could not afford it. Now, I do feel like he hasn't been making enough money since he's been on Love and Hip Hop to pay that shit down. In one way or the other. If you have to kind of sacrifice your own extraness, you know what I'm saying? Because at one point you was buying cars and all these things, and you and Johnson had a little fake little mansion. You know what I'm saying? You put on all these airs for people that you out here balling out of control, but you owe all this money. I felt like you should have been taking time fixing that. Like, because you should now have the money to get good lawyers to say, hey, he isn't making $1 million a year at all. Well, I don't know how much he's making, but how much he's not making now in 2016, 17, 18, what he was making back in 96, 87, 98. It's two different tax brackets he was in. Let's get it modified, and then have him make some payments. Now, I think they were saying that he was supposed to make payments and he never did. So, you know, that we'll have to figure out. I think it all off track. This was not a gossip column. But anyway, his daughter, who's the one he owed child support for, she's very, very emotional. She's in a club crying. You know, she was in her confession. She said, you know, me and my dad are so close. He's like my best friend. You know, she's like, I can't imagine going a day without talking to him. So, you know, thinking that he has to go to jail for 4 months, you know, it's heartbreaking for me. And I think it's probably even harder for her to know she sort of kind of looked like 1% could feel responsible for it, because it's for child support for her and her brother. So that has to be hard as well to think, well, damn, why he got to pay it? You know what I'm saying? It could just be an issue. So, you know, Mimi like, well, I'm going to tell Eva, their daughter 8, and he like, you know, just tell her that I have to go on vacation. Like, don't tell her the truth. We already see how, you know, Savannah, I think it was her name, Savannah, how she acted. You know, she was distraught. So I don't want to put Eva through that too. And we kind of just figure something out. He then says how he wants her to handle Estelita and Just Brittany. I'm like, for what? Just Brittany not even your artist. So at that point, you know, Mimi says, okay, fine, I'll help. It's stupid as hell, but I help. It is what it is. Just Brittany and Keely walk up. So, you know, he said how Just Brittany has not signed a contract with him yet, but he wants her to. And, you know, they then kind of going back and forth, because he's like, well, okay, if you haven't signed a contract, then that song I produced for you, I'll give it to somebody else. No, you won't, because you may have produced it, but I wrote it. So, you know what I'm saying? It ain't going to go out without me performing it. And I think that's where you at a standstill, because if he's the producer and he won't release it, and she write it, she won't produce it, it just won't come out, no matter how great of a record it is. You know what I'm saying? And at this point, he like how he wanted to have a showcase for Danger Zone. He wants her to be included. He wants Estelita to be included as well. And I'm like, this fake ass Danger Zone. So, you know, we'll see that in a minute. Quick, Dime is planning her wedding. She wants to have it in Paris, during All-Star Weekend. I guess her man playing in Paris for, you know, overseas or whatever. And so if it's for All-Star Weekend, she know for a fact that he'll be there. Okay. Carly there, they try to pick out cakes or plates or whatever, or invitation stuff or whatever. Supposedly he can't make it because he was busy. So Carly come, and then what happens? He pops up. Yay! You know, he said he's sorry that he's missing things, being so busy. He like, I already missed, you know, the first doctor's appointment to see the heartbeat, so I'm not gonna miss this too. And Carly like, what? Heartbeat? Again, she know. So she then says, well, yes, I'm pregnant. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. You know, all that stuff, you know. She then starts talking about how she's not close to her mom. She brings up the reason her mom was upset because on the reunion last year, when they were talking about, I think, Tommy was saying how her mom, you know, put her in juvenile or whatever. Dime said, well, you know, her mom did the same thing, and that's why her mom and her aren't that close. So she said her mom seeing that, it made her feel some kind of way, and so they have not been close ever since she saw that. And so she said she hopes to fix that, or to at least eventually get to a point with her mama where she can, you know, be better. I'll be talking so much, Lord Jesus. Tommy meeting up with her brothers. She said how she felt ambushed at the family reunion, the family portrait. And the brothers say, yeah, I do say you could have felt ambushed. You know what I'm saying? It was something different. You know, we told mama to not do it that way. If your mama wants to take a family portrait, a family photo, if you can't put the bullshit aside to take some punk ass pictures, even if you frowning in the picture, at least she has a picture with all her kids in it. Sometimes people just want a picture to have. My mom loves taking pictures. Whenever me and my sister are together, she always wants to take a picture of us three together. And we, for the most part, always oblige her. Even though my sister sometimes it's not like taking pictures, because again, she don't like being on social media and stuff. But we oblige her as much as what I do all the time, because I love pictures too. I take a selfie every goddamn day. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. But yeah, for them to not want to like just do something simple as take a damn picture, it's like it's a picture. Leave, girl, shut up, you know. And then saying how I don't have time for that. You know, I'm busy in the studio. You know what I'm saying? I can't be around negativity, and you know, I can't force somebody to understand that they're wrong. And I said, nah, this ain't the goddamn kettle calling the pot black. I don't know what is. For the most part, Tommy is for the most part always negative in one way or the other. Whether she is arguing with somebody, feeling some kind of way, wanting someone to apologize to her, but she does not want to apologize to them, it's utter bullshit. I'm like, you are experiencing what should be deja vu, because it's the same thing that somebody should be saying about you. You don't want to acknowledge when you're wrong. You are negative a person to be around, because when you walked in the door of the goddamn photo shoot, you was instantly in a mood, and they was all laughing, having fun until you walked in as a goddamn negative Nancy. So, girl, bye. I don't even care no more. What else happened? Carly Red told that damn guy to come down to Rashida's shop. The dang on trainer man came down her shop in a tight ass shirt for no goddamn on reason. Up and smiling on her face. Her mama and, you know, the daughter there, like, Hoppo, who that woman? Well, really, who that man? And it's like, that's my trainer. Carly Red had him come down here. It was so stupid. I told her not to, but I need some things fixed, and he had to fix them. Honey, Kelsey said, hi, I'm Kelsey. I'm her husband's daughter. I said, what a girl, bye. Look, you can't announce yourself as Rashida's husband's daughter when Rashida's husband has a whole other kid with a whole other woman. Okay, you are now null and void after trying to protect your daddy to be with Rashida, because your daddy is the reason is discourse, and then you can't do that. You can't. That might be your daddy. I get it. You love him, but girl, please bye. No. And my thing is, why even feel like because another man walked in here, he trying to get with Rashida? I just don't get. It was just stupid. You know, I didn't like it. You know, as I said, it shouldn't be that hard to find someone to change some damn. Like you're. It's a store in a mall. It's the fucking mall. They have resources for that. You can always find someone. You didn't have to ask Kirk. You didn't have to tell Carly Red that you needed someone. You could have just called a goddamn 1-800-HELP ME number and got someone. But that's not here nor there. You know, Rashida just says to her mama and to Kelsey, you know, you have to understand that I might bring somebody else around, and you might have to be okay with that. And then Kelsey's like, we know, I just want you to try it with my daddy first. I would have said, Kelsey, fuck your daddy. Look, your daddy went and fucked that girl a couple times and got her pregnant and did not tell me and embarrass me all up and through the dang on America's TV shows. Look, fuck your daddy, fuck your daddy, fuck your daddy. That's what I would have said. You can't, you trying to defend that man, say, I need you to try to at least try to work it out. He cheated on me and had a baby. I am allowed to take a year or two off from my man marriage and date someone if I wanted to. Okay? And you can't tell me. I was so upset with that. Tommy and Spice meeting up to possibly do some music. I don't believe Tommy is musical yet. I don't recall hearing any music from her yet. And until I hear something from her that's musical, I can't take her serious meeting with artists. I think people take the whole K Michelle, Cardi B, Remy Ma approach and think Mariah Lynn, Bianca, all them people, and think, oh, I can just start doing music. But everybody ain't really built to last in this industry. I just don't see Tommy taking her music seriously. I don't. I felt like when Cardi was on the show, I think she was on for like 2 seasons, everything she talked about was about music. Even if she was arguing with somebody, she was arguing in the damn studio. Tommy is everywhere but a studio. We ain't seen Tommy in the studio. This is the first time we've seen her in the studio, and all she was doing was sitting there. She wasn't even in the mic. She wasn't doing nothing. Now Spice was in there laying down some vocals, laying down some stuff or whatever, but not Tommy. So I can't take Tommy seriously yet because I ain't seen her take herself seriously musically. So she brings up how she do know Carly, but her and Carly kind of beefed out because of the whole Scrap Eliams and Jock thing. I don't care. I like how Spice and why does Spice bring up her brother? Oh, when Tommy said she don't have time to be beefing with Carly because she has family issues, and that makes Spice bring up, well, I know about that because when my father passed away, my older brother, I always was mad at him because I felt like with him being the oldest, he could have stepped in and been a better man to us as the oldest, which made Carly get sad, and she had some fake tears come down. Well, no, that was real tears. And she was saying how she understands being the oldest. She said because with her, she's the oldest, and sometimes having that responsibility on your shoulders is very trying. And so she said how to handle the pressure of her being the oldest, having to, help the younger ones. She's like, I drink a lot. She's like, I'm not an alcoholic, but I do drink sometime to cope or to handle the pressure that I'm under. And Spice is like, well, I don't know if her drinking gonna be an issue, but if we do, we can't do no music together. Anybody who say I drink to handle the pressure or I drink to cope with A, B, and C, you're an alcoholic. You are, because you're drinking too much. Every time you want to cope with something, you get drunk, you're an alcoholic, and it just is what it is. So I don't really care. This meeting Mimi called. Mimi called it a meeting between Keely and just Brittany, Estelita, and Erica Mena. I do not, for the life of me, understand why Erica Mena is involved. I believe it's because Erica Mena does not have a storyline. And they're using her as a Jocelyn character where she's loud and just voices or whatever, being extra. So they don't like each other. We know Estelita and Erica don't like just Brittany. We understand that. They all get there. I feel like, when Mimi said, Stevie J wants to have the showcase, her and Keely gonna be working together, which I think is cool because Keely seems even keeled right now. We should see how long that lasts. When Mimi says Stevie wants to have a showcase for music, and he wants you there, just ready. He wants you there, Estelita, and he wants you there too, Erica Mena. I said to myself, what the fuck is Erica Mena gonna do? Juggle? Like, she don't have no goddamn. She's not an artist. She can't sing. She can't rap. And what is she gonna do? Card tricks? It's gonna be a magic show. Like, what the fuck? She not. Why is Erica Mena gonna be at a goddamn musical showcase? She gonna host it? She gonna introduce people? Cause she can't perform. She can't do that. And you can't tell me anything different. From there, Brittany starts saying like, I felt disrespected when y'all came to my show and y'all was saying A, B, and C. I felt heat from both of y'all, and I thought it was rude. As the leader said, well, you said, you hoes, and I felt like it was Erica saying stuff, so I didn't get how I became a hoe. But because you was with hoes, and hoes, if you a hoe, she hoe, won't you want to be a hoe too? Y'all awesome hoes. It was a figure of speech. It was what it was. At the end of the day, you and her both were trying to come at Brittany. She was coming at both of y'all as a twosome. It go from there to as leader called her Shanae, saying, yeah, she's, what she... I don't know why she called her Shanae, because she don't look like Shanae. She really doesn't. And, it was stupid. At that point, Erica saying stuff, I heard just Brittany say, well, don't worry about that. Go be a mother to your child. I said, oh, now, I'm a firm believer and not speaking on people's kids. I'm a firm believer in that, okay? And that made Erica say, don't poke the bear, bitch. And I'm like, well, you know, okay, girl, whatever. From there, Erica got extra for no damn reason. And Brittany said, you know what? Throw the whole bitch away. Get her out of here. Throw the whole bitch away. Now, that made me giggle, bitches. Security coming to get Erica because she getting amp. I guess Erica felt like this is my time to shine. This is my time to show them why we have security. Erica like, what y'all talking to me for? What y'all surrounding me for? I've done this before. I'm like, is you really, what you getting hyped for, girl? She then, don't touch me. And they were trying to push her back. That's what security does. Who the fuck you think you talking to? I'm the reason y'all here. I'm the motherfucking reason you got a job. I employ you. I said, bitch, you signed the checks? Are you the check signer? No? Then shut the fuck up. I felt like Erica acts up and goes extra because Erica has no talent. She doesn't. All Erica has, I can be loud and I can cuss and fuss as loud as I want, and I can say to y'all, I'm not fucking scared of you, fucking me and them blacks. I don't care. You ain't making no point because you telling security that you ain't scared of them. My thing is, as a adult with a kid, I wouldn't want my son seeing me on national television fussing and fighting and arguing with somebody. I would not want to have that kind of example for my child. And my thing is, I don't think anything that security did should have upset her to the point of her acting that way, of saying, I'm this and I'm that and I'm the reason. You want to be the reason a show needs security? You're proud of that? That's your claim to fame? Again, Erica does what Erica does because Erica has no talent. So the thing that Erica's talented at doing is being extra, loud, and bitchy. That's her talent. That's what she does. So, I mean, she can go juggle and yell. She can go, flip water bottles and yell. Hell, she can go fly kites and yell. Either way it go, that's her talent. She's able to yell, cuss, and fuss, and fight, and look like a ghetto absolute fool. And if she was black, white, or indifferent, it would still look ghetto to me. If a white girl is up cussing and fussing, she's still ghetto. Erica needs to sit the fuck down somewhere. I mean, you came back on the show with no storyline. You've now attached yourself to Estelita's storyline and now caused beef between you and a whole other person because you had nothing else going on. Nothing. And that's how the episode went off, with her basically being taken out of the restaurant by security and her still saying, I don't care, I did this and I did that, and I'm the reason for security. Girl, you was not the first person to fight. She might have been. Love and Hip Hop New York season 1, I think she did fight Kimbella, and it was the first real fight they had, and I think they had real glass, and it was a full-fledged fight. I think at that point they did start having security because that was a real fight. But I would not want that being my claim to fame. But she has no talent. So other than that, girl, bye. I'm going to sleep. I am done. It's 2:42 in the morning. So I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. Peace.